Welcome to the Midwest Happy Hour. We're your hosts, Lacey and Hayley.
Join us for a drink and a chat with a new Midwest small town perspective on topics that will keep you learning, laughing, and growing.
So let's get into it. Cheers!
Hey. Oh my gosh, sweet.
But I feel like...
All right, welcome, boys and girls. And
hey, everyone.
Everything in between.
If you're watching us on video, we have headphones.
Look at us.
We're like real people.
I'm basically Joe Rogan, and I'm...
Does he wear headphones?
Taller than him. Yeah, that's what they always say is like you have to wear headphones on podcasts so you can hear each other. That way you're not like talking each other over each other the whole time.
Yeah. And making sure that your audio's good.
It's good.
And now we can like make changes
it's
as we're going.
2023 in the Midwest Happy Hour, and we're getting juiced up.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
We went to the stove.
First of all, I haven't seen you in what feels like forever.
2 weeks.
It feels like forever.
2 weeks today.
And so we have a lot of catching up to do. And also, we're not drinking alcohol today.
No.
But we are having a beverage that will alter our minds.
Yep. There's a bunch of goodies on here. It says, like, the government says put instructions for use here. Open one and drink it. Repeat. And then right underneath it.
Where are you at with this can? So for everyone who's wondering right now, we're drinking High Boys.
No, it's Cannabis Infused Social Tonic. CANN.
But why is it called High Boy?
I think that's like the... Okay.
Right?
Yeah, sure. You're probably right.
But it's the only flavor that they had was blood orange. So
blood orange what? What's that other word?
Cardamom.
Cardamom. Yeah, I remember we couldn't think of as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, like a carnation.
You saying that, I was like,
I know what it is.
I don't even remember the flower name anymore. But this has THC in it. It's 5 milligrams.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it had THC and CBD, but there were other ones that were just by the single can that was like 1-to-1 ratio.
Right, and there was also these
I would have been more interested in like 2 grams, because I thought I saw some online that were 2 milligrams CBD, 2 milligrams THC, and I would have preferred that over this.
I've also seen those before, but this was it. This was our options at the stove today.
Yeah.
It says can is a party drink with no alcohol. The future of drinking is here. All clean ingredients, only 50 calories.
Right. So in the episode that I did with Flint when you were gone, 2 Mondays ago, we talked about how, like, it's annoying that sometimes at the end of the day, if, like, we would just, like...
Oh, look at that staticiness coming in. What's happening? Get away from me, static. Oh my god. Is it this? Is it this? Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't touch anything, I guess.
But we were talking about how, like, it's kind of annoying sometimes that at the end of the day, we would like just like a drink to take the edge off. But I don't want to just like have, it's this cord.
Weird.
Yeah.
I want a refund. Amazon. Jeff Bezos, I saw you at Coachella. You can afford it. Send me a new one.
Right.
If you're listening.
But we were talking about like how we would prefer an alternative, and I would like an alternative that's like this, where it's like the act of drinking.
Yeah, and it's still like a buzz.
And it's a buzz, but that's why I prefer like the lower THC with some CBD, because I don't need 5 milligrams, I don't think. How do you even open this?
Yeah, I know, this is going to be fun. I can see the instructions on the top.
Oh.
So it says open on there, right there, with your old eyes. And then it says pull, so I'm assuming you pull. Whoa.
Oh.
Mine like exploded.
Wait.
And then it says slide.
Oh. Okay.
Does it like clip in there? Oh, Jesus. Nice. All right. Cheers. Oh, it's very like light.
Yeah.
It doesn't like taste.
I like it.
Very, it's not like super bubbly or anything.
No, it's not.
Nice.
Like, it's very smooth. And it tastes like blood orange.
It does. It's very good.
It's a lot better than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I don't tend to, like, go towards orange when I think of, like, a flavor of something that I want to have.
I'm into it. I'm a cacophony of citrus spices and all the things nice-ish. Powerful but not overpowering. I keep you coming back for more, even if you can't completely figure me out.
What?
I like here too. It says, "Want to say hi? Get into our DMs. Like, get it like hi."
Right, that's funny. But I like the trend for younger kids is not to drink alcohol. Did you know that?
Well, I just got back from Talladega, and there was a bunch of kids out there drinking alcohol.
That's a different category of people.
Genre.
Yes.
There was a lot of 18 to 25.
But a lot of kids are like going towards like a healthier lifestyle, and so like alcohol isn't even like in the picture.
Yeah,
which I love. Like I would love for my kids to grow up, and
it rots your brain.
And it's weird to like drink alcohol, and like this is normal.
Right. Yeah, I know. Weed is best. Weed is so much better for you. You can't black out on weed. You can't overdose on weed.
You're not having hangovers.
Right. And if you're too high, it's okay. It'll go away. Just remind yourself that you're the one that did that to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is only 5 millis. It won't kill you.
No.
It'll be fine. I take like 10.
No, mine's like 2.5. When I'm like when you're thinking of like an edible, mine's 2.5, and then that's like good enough for me. Like I don't if 5 milligrams, like I'm
feeling it.
I'm feeling it too much. Like I still want to be like a great mom.
Then you should get.
Well, if I get too high, then I become lazy.
Oh. Okay.
But also, like, it's, like, the same with alcohol. Like, if I drink too much, then I'm obviously not going to be a great mom. Like...
Yeah. Weed probably makes you more patient, don't you suppose?
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah. And, like, that's good.
Yeah.
Because you're like, relax, kids. I'm relaxed.
Exactly. I wonder how people are going to think about us drinking these on here.
Haters. Everybody smokes weed now. It doesn't matter. Old and young.
It's legal in Illinois.
We bought it at the store.
Mm-hmm.
We went the weed store is next to the alcohol store. Like
this
it doesn't
has
matter.
No taste of THC in it.
No.
I'm like trying to think. Also, like when you think of like drinking alcohol, like you can kind of taste like the
booze.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you really can.
For sure. I drank like I don't know, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, about 10, 12 packs of Bud Light Seltzer.
That's crazy.
Yeah, on our trip. It was fun, though. We had great times. Like, went out to Land Between the Lakes, did the dispersed camping, 10 out of 10, recommend. We just stayed in the back of the pickup truck, which was, like, the best, because you didn't have to, like, set up camp and then, like, tear it down. All we did was, like, we set up to make sure most of the stuff was already in, like, the back seat of the pickup truck anyways. Mm-hmm. And so then when we got to where we were going, we just, like, laid out our, like, bottom layer of the foam insulation board, put everything in the back of the pickup truck, and then I, like, laid out our mats and then our sleeping bags, and we were good to go. Get the cooler out, start cranking
amazing.
them.
I love that. That's so fun. Oh, man, that is a dream of mine. I just want to go backpacking. But I either have to find a babysitter for long term or
teach them how to walk up very long distances.
or wait until the boys are old enough where I can trust them out in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Because, man, there are some crazy stories of, like, toddlers being lost in the woods. There's a show about it. What is that show called? Flip made me watch it, like, a couple weeks ago. And I was like, this is traumatizing for me because now I don't want to take them out into the wilderness because either Bigfoot's going to take them or, like, some weird thing. Like, where is that? It's, like, out in, like, the Appalachians.
Oh, and the Appalachian Mountains. Bigfoot?
Yes, like, weird stuff happens out there.
Yeah, weird stuff happens everywhere, but out, like, I don't I got a map for, like, the Cherahalla Skyway connects, it's out in Tennessee and, like, goes into North Carolina, and it's, like, this $100 million skyway, like, road that they built that's, like, a mile high, and it switchbacks through all, like, the mountains and everything. And where it ends, there's another road that you can take that's, like, Deal's Gap and the Tail of the Dragon, which is, like, 300 and some turns and 11 miles. Like, it's a big, like, motorcycle thing. But I have this map for it, you know, me and my literature.
Yeah.
And it's the one map that I opened up. It's like Bigfoot sighting, Bigfoot sighting, Bigfoot sighting. And then it tells you what, like, campgrounds are next to it. And I'm like, yeah, dude. I didn't. Like, can you imagine how many people go out there and are just, like, stopping in a random campground? They're like, you guys see any Bigfoots out here? Is it Bigfoots? Big feet? Wouldn't be big feet. It'd be Bigfoots, wouldn't it? Multiple Bigfoot.
Yeah, I think that's how you have to say it. I don't know.
Multiple Bigfoots.
But before you keep going, I wonder how soon this will kick in.
Well, doesn't it say? Or it said on the box, like, drink it and then wait 10 to 15 minutes to see how you feel.
Before
you drink more. Yeah, you'll probably start to feel it in, like... Okay,
you could even, like, if you wanted to sip on, like, something like 5 milligrams, like, if that's a lot to someone, like, even for me, you could mix this with, like, a LaCroix.
Oh, I was thinking, like, just take your time drinking.
Also that, but, like, if you want to, like, say you're at a party.
You're dampening your...
Say you're at a party, you don't want to drink alcohol, but you want some form of a buzz, but 1 can might be enough for you.
Yeah.
Say it is. You can mix that with, like, probably, like, a LaCroix or just sparkling water, because it's already have a flavor, so to give you a little bit.
Yeah, it's super good.
Yeah,
I bet if you go on their website or whatever, it's at DrinkCan, C-A-N-N. Like, it's the good stuff. Not from concentrate, all natural flavor, lightly sweetened, crafted in Illinois.
Oh, I love
what's
that.
up?
Hey, we should reach out.
Yes! we love you guys.
Well, I've reached out to the person who did In Booze.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And she was, like, talking about how she might send us some yeah. And I was like, we would also love to come up there and, like, have you on the podcast.
Tour your facilities.
To get out to, like, just go on an adventure. I don't know. But she listened to the episode. And she was really thankful for, like, the shout out. So we can reach out to these bad boys.
Yeah, because this stuff is super good.
It is.
Yeah. Maybe having some more.
Yeah. But you probably have a longer story because you were gone 11 days. So I'll just give, like, a quick recap.
Yeah, you also did fun stuff.
Yeah. So, drove down to Tennessee Friday morning. We left at, like, 6:45 in the morning. The boys did fantastic on the car rides, which I was super thankful for. I mean, besides being asked, what is that? And what are you doing, Mama? Like 5 million times. Like, I could have lived without
for
that.
6 hours.
However, like, I'll take that over a temper tantrum anytime.
Better than screaming.
And then dropped the kids off at my sister's house, and then Phil and I drove to Nashville, and we picked up our packets because it was, you know, the rock and roll marathon in Nashville. And we both signed up for the half. Also, my sister-in-law, Nancy, signed up for the half.
Oh, she did too.
Yeah,
that's funny.
And I just was not half marathon ready.
That's 13 miles for anybody that doesn't know.
13.1. So I know I've ran 8 miles in my training so far. So then I was like, I know I can do this 10K. So I did the 10K. It was 6.15. Nancy ran the 10K with me. Flint beat his half marathon time last year by 15 minutes.
That's a lot.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more than 15 minutes. And then I exceeded my goal by like 15 or 20 minutes as well.
Yay.
Because, so, like, I didn't know how fast I was going to run. When I ran the 8 miles, I was, like, running slow. So I was like, I'm not going to finish before, like, probably an hour 25. Like, an hour and 25. But I finished at an hour and 4 minutes.
Yay! That's good.
Yeah, I was really impressed by myself. However, like, the course had changed. So the previous couple of years, like, the finish line was an extremely long length. So, like, you could see the finish line and, like, know how far you have and just, like, sprint if you want to finish it that way. This year, it was not like that. So I looked at my watch and there was, like, I was at 0.6 coming up on the 6th mile. And I was like, okay, Lacey, you can pick it up. Just finish it out.
Half mile.
So I, like, start running and I'm like, I turn a corner. I'm like, oh my gosh, where's the finish line? And then I turn another corner. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's still up there. I'm about to throw up because I'm, like, sprinting. I basically sprinted a half a mile or more. It was...
It's too much.
I finished it like, I'm about to throw up. So I couldn't eat anything until, like, noon.
Yeah.
It was more like 1, but by then I was, like, really hungry. But leading up to the race, we hung out with Nancy and Greg,
Shout out.
And we stayed at this hotel called One Hotel. Nancy picked it out.
Mm-hmm.
And this hotel was beautiful. Like, it was very, into, sustainable products, living, clean ingredients. You walk in, it smells amazing.
Oh,
instead of it's that a specific smell. It is a beautiful, it's like a beautiful perfume smell.
Instead of the weird carpet hotel.
Yeah, and plants are everywhere. Wood is everywhere. It was just light and airy, and they are supposed to have this beautiful spa. But we stay in this hotel room, and on our way up, Nancy's like, there's one weird thing about the hotel room. And we're like, okay, what is it? We walk in, and there's no, enclosure to the full bathroom. You walk in, and right to the left, there is one sink, the mirror, and then there's 2 rooms with the shower, and then another room with the bath, the toilet, but the doors are glass see-through, but you can't, you can see silhouettes and a little bit more maybe.
Yeah.
But it was that kind of
also
foggy glass.
This is a room with 2 beds.
Yeah. So it was did they yes, I get this is kind of maybe a more romantic hotel, or you're going there with your lover or something. I don't know. However, this is 2 beds. They should.
Nobody wants to take a shit in front of anybody. I don't even care. Anyways, give me a door to the toilet. What if it smells? You know what I'm saying?
But it was beautiful. It was amazing. And then we had dinner at the rooftop of the hotel, mostly because it was storming, so we weren't going to go out and
Oh, really?
Walk around.
Why? You have ponchos?
It was just storming. We were hungry. And then we started having drinks, and then the next thing we know, it was 10, and we went down to the bar downstairs and then had another drink. And it was oh, guys, we have to run tomorrow. We have to probably go to bed.
Miles.
So then Nancy and I had to wake up early because our race started at 6:30. Flint started at 7:30. But the great thing was we walked out of our hotel, and our race starting point was right there.
Perfect.
So we didn't even have to walk anywhere, which is fantastic. But it was cold. I was wearing something similar to this.
Well, I'm sure you warmed yourself up.
But it was still cold.
Jeez.
And then Nancy and I finished. We walked to the mile.
What are we having happening?
Right. Oh, there you go.
Could have been mine.
Yep.
Thank you.
We met him at his mile 9.
Oh.
He gave me his sweatshirt. Because
you guys just run into each other, or
no? We knew where he was gonna be.
Oh, okay.
And then America.
Hey, do you hear all this moving around? It's me. It's me,
and then we went to the starting point, the finish line, and by the time we walked back there and got back, he was finished.
Yeah.
And then met up with Eli and his mom, and then just kind of hung out, had some drinks, and then met up with Darby, Dusty, their guys, the kids, at this really cool place. It's called Boom Baz. It's in Nashville, not far away from the Nissan Stadium, and it's a pizza tap room, but it also has a playground for kids, so it's kind of perfect.
Do you like how I touch this and then it stops?
Right.
Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Hey, have we been having these audio issues the whole time and we just didn't know it?
We have, because when I do the edits, then I'm
this is why I don't listen to myself, because what's worse than listening to yourself with bad audio.
Yep. Exactly.
We got it under control.
And then I went back to my sister's house, and then Flint stayed with Nancy and Greg and went out Saturday. But when I got back to Darby's place, I was like, this is exactly where I want to be. I'm tired and
don't want to party and go out.
My legs were really tired. I couldn't imagine how Flint's feeling. He ended up walking, doing over 20 miles.
Oh, just from walking downtown?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then we drove back Sunday after doing the episode with Darby. And that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Now my kids are sick today, so there's that.
I tried to let them not touch me. I was like, get away. I'm just kidding.
But you had an eventful 11 days, right? You were going to
I think it was 12. I'm not sure. We left on a Thursday. Went to Land Between the Lakes. We spent technically 2 nights because then the third night, actually in the middle of the afternoon, it ended up storming at Land Between the Lakes. But we had already taken off to go stay at my cousin's house, who Calvin, everybody knows, Calvin was on.
Yep.
Yeah. He is down at Fort Campbell, and so it was really close. And so we went to his house, and we were like, thank God, because it stormed, like, in the middle of the afternoon right there in Lane Between the Lakes, like, where we came from, like, bad. And it ended up storming that night, too. So we were glad we were, like, in the back of the pickup truck,
right.
Trying to ride out a storm. Because we also don't know, like, that tent situation goes, like, across the back of the pickup. You know, the topper goes up, the tailgate goes down, and then it just, like, covers the back. And so it's like, I don't, and also that topper, like, I don't know if it leaks either.
Right.
Like, we've never been in the back of the truck when it's raining to be like, is this thing dry?
Right. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but it was great. We had fun with Calvin. Like, that's always fun. We just debauchery. I mean, we grilled, like, 25 chicken legs and, like, breaded or bacon wrapped mushrooms and olives and just, like, chilled and watched David Attenborough on Netflix.
That's so fun.
Yeah, and then we took off and went out to, when we were in Lane Between the Lakes, saw 2 wild snakes. We saw a baby copperhead go across this path. Like, we went on this little wild edible, like, nature walk. Like, this naturalist lady took us around, and she was like, oh, you can eat this, and this is how you prepare this, and it's good this time of year, and, like, all that stuff. And she saw it first. She was like, whoa, everybody stop. This copperhead was, like, I don't know, 2 feet off the trail, and it was all balled up, like, sunning itself. And so when we walked by, we, like, disturbed it. And so it started, like, slithering across the path. I mean, it wasn't maybe, like, 6 inches long, but that thing bites you. Like, it ain't gonna be good. You're gonna want to go to the hospital, Ugh. And so there's, like, 15 people on this little walk and, like, kids and stuff. And so she's like, all right, everybody just, like, step back and let him cross the trail, And everybody just starts, like, walking towards it. And, like, this one guy gets so close to it to take a picture on his phone. And I'm just like, does that thing not zoom in, buddy? Like, do you want him to come back for more? Like, I'm confused. And then after that walk, we were at the nature center. And there's, like, different animals that you can see. They have, like, turkeys. They have a bat box. They have coyotes. There's a red wolf. And then they have these little, like, shelters, like lean-tos, with owls in them that are, like, on a leash. And it's funny because the one, a barred owl, like B-A-R-R-E-D, a screech owl, I think, and then, there was, like, a couple other, they had a red-tailed hawk and stuff, but by the owl cage, or lean-tos or whatever, we're all standing there looking at them, and we start to walk away, and everybody's like, oh my God, and this, like, 5-foot-long rat snake just comes, like, slithering out, like, it wasn't, I don't think it escaped or anything, like, it wasn't part of the stuff, and, like, all these guys, dudes and children just stood there and let it, like, crawl around their legs, or whatever, and I'm just like, Patrick, can we go? Like, I don't want to watch these people mess with this snake or whatever, like, just get away from it and let it, like, live its life.
Right.
I don't know, why do you have to, like, stand there, and the kids are, like, it's crawling over their foot, and they have these, like, giant cameras and stuff, and I'm just like, I get it, your child's probably, like, 11, but I don't know. Just leave nature alone, Like,
right.
But so we saw 2 wild snakes, and that, I mean, Land Between the Lakes is, like, never ending. Like, you could spend days there for sure, which we did, and we saw a lot, but still we didn't see all of it. And the camping was, like, just go down a Forest Service road and park wherever you want. Like, that's the best. But, yeah, then we headed out to Tennessee to, like, Sweetwater and, like, Tellico Plains area. And at Sweetwater, we went to the Lost Sea. It's like I think it's the world's largest underground lake. And it's like a cave system, and then you get all the way down to the bottom. It's like 140 feet down and 140 feet back up. Like, decline and then incline. So, like, going down was fine, like, going up was rough. But our tour guide, oh my God, I cannot say enough about this guy. Patrick left a review. His name was Casey. And as soon as we were getting ready to get started, I knew it was going to be good. Because he, like, and then, like, 5 minutes in, he goes, oh, I was homeschooled. And I was like, yes, like, makes sense. He was doing that thing where he was, like, standing with his legs, like, crossed twice. And his little, like, Nikes were all, like, worn out and stuff. And he immediately just starts walking backwards. He's like, all right, everybody, let's go. And he's like, there's children on this trip in front of us. Like, there's a school trip. Do not make eye contact. They will bite.
That could be my kids.
Oh, yeah, dude, he was hilarious. I mean, he was like...
See, homeschool...
It's not bad. You just become a weirdo that does tours at the Lost Sea.
I would love that for them. I would love that for Grant and Graham.
We love it. Like, we were going down, and another group was, like, coming up, and the other tour guide lady, you could hear her go, watch out, people. Like, don't make eye contact. Don't touch these people. We don't know how long they've been down here. And they, like, did a little fist bump thing or whatever, and then he goes, that's my fiance. Like, they met there.
Oh, yeah. That's so cute.
It was so cute. But it was such a good little trip. Like, it was really cool. You get down there, and it's just, like, this gigantic lake that some kid, like, crawled into this hole in, like, 1929. Yeah, and discovered it and told everybody about it. And everybody was like, you're full of shit, like, whatever. And they, like, rediscovered it in, I don't know, 1959 or something.
He didn't go back down there and, like, bring a friend?
The way to get down there flooded out. And so then in, like, 1959 or something like that, somewhere around, like, the 60s-ish, they actually blasted a hole out to get down there, and they discovered it, and the kid was still alive. And so they were like, you were right. They, like, interviewed him and stuff, and he was like, I bet I could just imagine him, like, flipping the middle finger, like, right. I told you guys when I was 12, y'all thought I was a dumb kid, but I discovered this whole entire thing for everybody to see now. Right. They said they get over 1,000 visitors a day during the busy season, which is, like, crazy. I mean... I think there was 21 of us on the group, and that's, like, the max amount. So they're going in and out, like, all day long. But, yeah, it was really cool. They're doing construction right now, so, like, the lobby, quote, thing wasn't open yet, but it should be pretty cool. Go out to Sweetwater and go to
Yeah, I want to go there.
Yeah, it was. I would go again, for sure, especially that tour guide. I mean, he had us, like, rolling laughing the whole time. I won't give away any, like, spoilers because then we'll, like, ruin it, but, like, he does a little, like, trick where he's like, do this thing, and everybody's doing it, and he's like, you're all idiots. Like, it's not real. But you can go on these, like, crazy cave tours and, like, climb down and do these, like, you know, go through these, like, small spaces. You can stay the night in the cave. You can do overnight tours. They're, like, $80. And you can go crawl down into a cave and spend the night and then go back out the next morning.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm not deep into it, but...
No, I'm not crawling around in a cave anyways.
No,
like,
remember when we went down to Tennessee?
Yeah.
And we went to Mammoth Cave?
Yep. Mm-hmm. I think so. Yeah, because Merrimack Caverns
it was a lot of fun. And, like, it was completely, like, dark down there when they turned those lights off. Mm-hmm. I remember it being like, oh, my...
The cave darkness. Yeah, it's scary. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, the really cool. 10 out of 10 would recommend. So we did that. We found another, like, cool little campground. So, Tellico Plains area, we didn't know it was, like, so, like, bougie. But it's, like, lake town-ish. And there's, like, the Tellico Lake. And there's, like, rivers and all this stuff. And there's all these super, super nice houses. And we're just, like, trying to find a place to, like, park and camp. And so there's all these, like, RV parks that is just, like, concrete jungles kind of deal, you know. And it was Sunday. So, like, nobody was answering the phone. And so we're like... I don't know, and Patrick's like, well, I found this little place, Hidden Lakes Campground, I think is what it was called, and so we went and zoomed on down, like, down into the boonies, you know, and found this little spot at $20 a night. It was like $18, I think, for the night. We set up our tent, and I was like, this place is so cool. They have, like, hiking trails to go to a river, to go fishing, or just, like, hiking trails in general. Mm-hmm. It's, like, right there on a lake, like, right where you're camping.
That's
found
awesome.
A little hidden gem right there. And so we knew we wanted to stay there because we wanted to go on the Cherahalla Skyway again because we went backwards last time. And so last time we ended at the visitor center, and then we got the map and was like, oh yeah, there's all this, like, shit to do along the way, you know? So we went the correct way this time. So, like, we stopped at, like, the highest point, and we found there's, like, free camping along the way for, like, future reference. Yeah, really cool. That Skyway is, like, worth it. And so then at the end of the Skyway, we were trying to find a campground, and that's where we ended up at the Chiahala, or I don't know, we were in the Nantahala National Forest is where we ended up, but we were in Santitla, Lake Santitla, like, is the name of the town, I think. And so we found this sweet little camping spot there too. It was awesome. Like, So that's what, I don't know, night 6 or something.
Right.
Like, we're just barely getting into it.
I know.
Oh, and it was so good. All of our dehydrated food turned out great. We had, like, these black beans and rice and put, like, hamburger in it and everything, like, rehydrated really good. We had a fire every night going and we, like, just went through the woods to, like, find it. We didn't pay for firewood until we got to Talladega. We just, like, scrounged around, found some old guy talking to some drunk guy that we used to fly planes. He's like, I used to fly from Rock Island to Jacksonville, Florida. Like, cool. He goes, they would only do 120 miles an hour. I'm like, that's a long way. Yeah, just like fun little things like that along the way. Yeah, the chair house, like, I just love it out there in like the Smoky Mountains area. It is just like so good. But yeah, then we took off and we always stay in Dalton, Georgia. And now we're Best Western members. So we got rewards. Yeah, we got a free night coming to us next time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we stayed in Dalton because we always go back to this Mexican restaurant. And it was awesome, just like usual. It was super good. Although, is that a thing with all Mexican restaurants? Is they, like, bring your food in 5 seconds so, like, I can't have another drink? Like, in my head, I'm like, wait till I'm almost done with my margarita and then bring my food. And I'll have another one.
Right, but maybe that's on you. Like, you need to wait to order.
Yeah, maybe I'll be like, just let me drink a little bit of this and then I'll order. But I'm always scared they're going to get too busy or whatever, but I don't know. It was super good. I love Dalton, Georgia. Thank you so much. Oh, and we went to 2 Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's gas station, dude. They're freaking awesome. With the one we went to right outside of Knoxville, it was like bumper to bumper, like backed up onto the interstate.
Wow.
It took us like 15 minutes to just get in. And then it turns out, once you get in there, everybody's just like stopping behind the next guy instead of like pulling up. There's like literally over 100 gas pumps. Like, I don't know, drive around until you find one. But people were just like pulling in and stopping and like waiting.
Oh,
and so it really,
stupid.
Yeah, so we pulled up and we got right in there. Like, once we got in there, we're like, why is there traffic? Like, what's all the way back to the interstate? Like, what's happening?
What idiots.
But it was really cheap gas or fuel, diesel. Can't say gas. Patrick's like, it ain't gas, it's fuel. All right, it's fuel. It was like way cheaper, but yeah, that was great. We did that on the way to Talladega and we got there on Wednesday. Patrick's family met up with us, like 4 kids at Talladega, 9, 6, 3, and 13 months was pretty wild. I made it known as soon as we got there. I was like, I am not responsible for anything any of these kids do because it's game on. I already know what I'm doing.
No, because that's not a place for kids, and you're there to have fun and let loose and really have no responsibilities.
Yeah.
So that's confusing to me.
Yeah, like, I don't even, like, have my phone on me. I'm so irresponsible when I'm down there. Like, it stays in my tent because I'm like, I don't want to lose or break this. I wouldn't, like, bring a child with me. I would be like, I don't want to lose or break this.
Like, when you're going into something knowing that you're going to be drinking and hanging out and, like, just doing what Talladega, like, is, then you should know I'm not going to be bringing my young children.
I mean, Grandma, you know, like, that's Patrick's mom is like, I'm Grandma, don't worry, I'll take care of everybody. And, like, she did. I mean, everybody.
But doesn't she want to have a good time?
Yeah, that is a good time to her, is bringing her grandkids to, like, let them experience this.
But maybe when they're older. I don't know if a 13-month-old is going to remember.
What are you going to do? Leave him behind? You can't just, like, forget about that one.
Or the 3-year-old. I'm also not going to remember.
Mom and Dad
the 6-year-old barely probably would.
Oh, no. She, like, Isabella had the best time ever. She was like, we're going to the race today. I was like, yeah, we are, dude. She was like, she wanted to take a picture next to the trash can because it had the Geico gecko on it. I go, he's going to be inside. Like, the gecko. She was like, what? I mean, that's right. Funny. She was freaking out when she saw him. She was like, oh my God, there he is. I was like, I told you didn't have to take a picture next to the trash can. He's in there. Yeah,
okay,
it was
that's hilarious.
But, like, the amount of 18 to 25-year-olds that were there this year was crazy. Like, somebody let me know how they found out about Talladega. Did it go viral on TikTok? Like, I don't know.
Like NASCAR's, like, making, like, mainstream.
Oh, yeah. And my dad made a good point that, like, a lot of the new drivers are young.
Yeah.
Like, Ty Gibbs is, like, 19. Yeah. And he's driving a cup car. I mean, that's, like, a big deal. And, I mean, like, William Byron and all these, like, new guys that, like, came up. I mean, even, like, Kaz Grall and stuff, they're, like, 20-ish.
Hunter's getting into NASCAR, Darby said.
Hunter.
Darby's like, it's so weird. Like, all of a sudden, he was, like, into NASCAR because the race was on.
You're welcome, Hunter. You're welcome.
But it's like, he's super competitive. He loves sports. Mm-hmm. And so, like, now that he's in this phase of life with kids, he can't just, like, sit and watch a game. Like, NASCAR is kind of...
You can come back to it.
Yes, it's easy to come back to. It's not like you're, for the most part, you're not going to be missing too much.
Right.
And so he's been loving it.
Sweet. Your boys on Mondays or Tuesdays when I come over, they, like NASCAR will put on like a highlight reel that's like, I don't know, 30 minutes long or something that just shows you like different parts of the race and like what happened. And I'll put that on and watch it with the boys and they're like, race cars? I'm like, yeah, race cars. Then they get bored. They're like, monster trucks? I'm like, all right, we'll watch the monster trucks too. Like, that's fine. I'm trying to get them into NASCAR. Yeah, it's good. It was great. I just love and it's funny too because every year Patrick goes like, man, are we just going to keep coming back to Talladega every year? Like, shouldn't we do something else? And I'm like, no. Because then every year we get there and he's like, this is the best. I'm like, I told you. And also,
but that could be like your consistent trip, but then also do something like in the fall. Like,
you can't
something different.
He works in the fall.
Oh, yeah.
It's a grain elevator. Yeah, so it's like out of the question.
Well, then right after harvest, it's like your reward after harvest.
It's December after harvest. There's no NASCAR in December.
Oh, so like he was talking about going to a different NASCAR race.
Yes, but we did go to Bristol last year and Texas Motor Speedway, so that was fine. But yeah, he's like, we don't always have to go to Talladega. And I'm like, yes, we do. Sorry, but yeah, we do. Because it's so much fun. Debauchery. But like, I tell you what, yesterday was Monday. We were freaking hurting.
I'm sure.
Patrick, like, he was struggling at the Waffle House. I was struggling at the Waffle House. The waitress, like, kept coming over and be like, are you guys good? And, the third time I was like, I know we probably just don't look good right now because we came from the racetrack. She was like, oh.
She understood.
Yeah. But it's great.
And then you drove all the way home.
Yep. We left. We packed our stuff up and we were in the car. It was 7:59 when we got in the truck. But we did stop and eat at Waffle House, and we pulled in my dad's driveway at 6:45 last night. So.
I feel like you made good time.
Yeah, we were messing around. We were gonna die if we messed around. Patrick even was like, maybe we should just get a hotel room on the way home. And I'm like, maybe we should just like go and get home to like just get there. Because we put a lot of miles on her. I mean, but it was great. It was good. Those are good miles.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says. Like, oh, you got so many miles on your truck. Well, those are good miles. Right. Yeah, it was super fun. I love vacation. I love Talladega. Oh, that's a good one too, because we're always like telling my dad, like, dude, come to Talladega. Like, come on, Dad. It's my turn to bring you. You always brought me. And then Monday morning when we were at the Waffle House, we had to like pause because we were crying laughing because I was like, why would I make my dad do this? Like, we're freaking dying right now.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, Dad, come see if you can get close to death with us. Like, jeez Louise. Ugh. But yeah, it was good. Oh yeah, and when we were in the land between the lakes, we thought we heard a Sasquatch. It did sound like monkey noises, but turns out then when we went to the nature center, that little barred owl makes monkey noises when they're mating. So not a Sasquatch this time, but I'm looking.
Yeah.
I'm out looking. We found a snake at Talladega. Never did that before. I've never seen like a wild animal at Talladega. Why would there be a snake in there? There's like 5,000 people minimum. Like,
someone let it loose.
Get out of here, snake. Well, he didn't want to be caught. I'll tell you that. Like, he was mad, but it was like 4 foot long. That was fun. I love it. He was like so nice and soft and cute. And he wanted to bite me really bad, but
no thanks.
I didn't let him.
I'm good with all of that.
I'm trying to kill him. It's fine.
I'm almost done with my drink.
Oh. Well,
but that's why I feel like I would need like sparkling water with it because I want it to keep lasting because it does taste nice.
It did come in a 4-pack.
I know, but I do not need more than 5 milligrams.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Okay, I forgot. Do the correct dosage.
Correct.
That's right. I mean, we have been going for a while. But
are you feeling anything?
Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs?
I feel like a little light.
Yeah, me too. I feel a little buzz.
Yeah.
Feel a little buzzeroni. Look at people driving. Why are there so many people driving?
Dude, our cul-de-sac
it's like busy.
is so busy. It's
distracting.
so annoying because I just would like I was like, oh great, we're gonna live in a cul-de-sac. I'll be able to have my kids out in the front yard, and it won't be very much traffic. Like I won't like be stressing out so much. No,
Wrong. And there's
this place is busy.
There's maybe 12 houses in this like specific little one, and yeah, it's craziness.
Yeah, always move. I mean, there's a bunch of teenagers, so like you know they're busy driving everywhere and doing all those things.
We never did that. Speaking of craziness, I got a crazy little story for y'all that like literally my dad is such a goofball because he's always like, whoa, what, you didn't hear about that? I'm always like, no, how would I know? This happened in 1980, but I found the news article and I want to like go to the library and print it out and like hang it up. The title, what do you call it? The caption? It's not the caption, it's the title of the article.
It's just the title.
Armed man holds 3 in Colfax dispute. By Scott Richardson. Thank you, Scott, for writing this up.
3?
A 29-year-old Colfax man held the police chief, mayor, and her husband hostage at gunpoint early Saturday morning in a dispute over his uncle's contract as city garbage collector, and because he feared McLean County State's Attorney Ronald Dozier was out to get him, McLean County Sheriff's Police said. Okay, so note the uncle's contract as city garbage collector. So at this time, there is drama going on because, like, garbage collecting is, like, private, I guess you would say. Like, so we hire, like, waste management as, like, the city of Colfax to, like, come out and pick up our garbage. But really, you can hire, like, if you have a garbage truck, you can be like, I'll pick up your garbage. And they can be like, okay. Like, especially back in 1980, do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Police said Jim Reinance pointed a sawed-off 20-gauge double-barreled shotgun at Police Chief Don Tharp and forced him to go to Mayor Lois Garner's home at about 3 a.m. James Reinance. Reinance is my grandma's maiden name. It was the uncle is my grandpa. So my dad's dad. Yeah, my dad's dad was the garbage man, and they were threatening to hire, like, a different garbage company. And so crazy cousin Jim was like,
no, you won't.
He held these people at gunpoint. So he made him go to the mayor's house. Once there, police said Mrs. Garner and her husband Gerald were awakened, it's 3 a.m., and threatened for about an hour and a half before Reinance was tackled and disarmed outside of the home by Sheriff's Patrolman William Galloway. It was the second hostage incident in McLean County in 3 months.
What?
Larry Wheeler, 33 of Towanda, has been charged with taking his son, Lewis, hostage February 8th, which, like, I had to look into that.
Right,
What
because
is
what?
that? Yeah, so according to police, the chain of events in Colfax went like this. Tharp was in his police car behind Fincham's Steakhouse, which, shout out Fincham's Steakhouse, wish that shit was still around.
Right.
Reinance drove up to the car and began a conversation. A few moments later, without warning, Reinance aimed a shotgun at Tharp and demanded he go to the mayor's home. And so, obviously, he's like, all right, I'll follow you. And because it says Tharp was able to radio sheriff's police by using a radio. So he's like, you guys are being, like, taken hostage right now. Probably send people.
What a dumb, like,
yeah, it says,
what a dumb. He must have been, like,
drunk?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, yeah, probably. Police telephoned the mayor's house to find out what Reinance wanted. He never gave us any specific demands of what he wanted at all. Dozier, who talked with Reinance from Sheriff's Police Headquarters, said, he indicated to me that he had a gripe with the mayor and he felt that I was out to get him. Reinance told Dozier he had overheard a conversation in a Colfax restaurant about 3 months ago to the effect that Dozier had told police to be on the lookout for him, but Dozier said, I don't know where he got the idea. He's not been under investigation. He said that it had been eating at him, and that he didn't intend to hurt anyone, but if I was out to get him, he might as well make it for something worthwhile.
What?
He was fined $100 and sentenced to a year's court supervision in connection with the January 11th, 1978 incident in which Colfax Tavern owner Dale Shoemaker was fatally injured. Which Shoemaker, you know as my Aunt Kim, her dad. Yeah, he got killed at the back of the Colfax bar, which is another story for another day.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so everybody was, like, charged with, like, I don't know, like they said, court supervision. It was all, like, everybody was drunk or whatever. That's what they all, like, got charged with, people that were involved or whatever. Oh, yeah. Reinance was charged with swinging a pool cue at Colfax patrolman Don Hudson, who responded to the emergency call at the tavern. So that's what he did. He swung a pool cue at a police officer when he was, like, reporting to the scene. He believed Dozier had it in it for him, but Ron hasn't seen him for months. So, like, this incident happens, and he's like, that guy.
For months.
What is he, the Attorney General, Ron Dozier? Yeah, anyways. The state's attorney, Ron Dozier. Yeah, he was like, he's out to get me. But he wasn't. It's okay, buddy. Cousin Jim. I don't even know if he's still alive. I should ask Dad. Reinance's dispute with the mayor apparently concerned whether Colfax Village Board would renew his uncle's garbage collection contract. Maddie Reinance, his grandmother, said Saturday. But according to Mrs. Reinance, indications were the uncle, Marvin Harris, would be retained. She said Harris's wife, Viola, told her she hadn't heard from Reinance for several weeks. I don't know what got into his head. It's just, oh my god, it's just so funny. Like, they're interviewing, like, all my family members, and they're like, oh, crazy cousin Jim, like, don't know what got into him, freaking taking the mayor and the police chief hostage. According to her, the board is scheduled to make a decision on the contract, blah, blah, blah. Like, so basically,
just give it to him. Did they give it to him?
Yeah, they ended up, yes.
Good.
8 deputies were sent to the house, and 4 off-duty policemen were called in. He was constantly threatening to take 1 or 2 of the hostages with him and leave the house. At one point, he pointed the shotgun at Tharp's head. Like, what a freaking psycho. Police chief directed operations at the scene at a command post that was set up in a grain elevator 2 blocks from the house. We heard by radio that Ryan said if we didn't move our cars from in front of the house, he was going to start shooting people. Shortly after the cars were moved, Reinance came out of the house, looked around, and went back inside. This is the best part. Oh, he then came back outside a second time, and Tharp slammed the door shut and locked it. So she was like, get out! Galloway grabbed Reinance when he tried to escape and yelled for assistance. Brandon called Tharp one outstanding police chief. Dozier said Saturday he was receiving police reports that he would file formal charges. He was held at McLean County Jail without bond, and he was due to appear in court that next Monday. And I didn't find any more about what he was, like, sentenced with or anything, but it wasn't good. Cousin Jim, what the French toast? Like, don't be kidnapping police officers. Oh. The chief of police, and was like, take me to the mayor's house.
Right.
And he was like, Niner, we got a bad one here out in Colfax. Can you send me some backup? Right. I got me and one other guy out here.
Oh my. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so,
funny.
like, that's crazy people
right.
that, like, obviously don't care about whether they're going to die or not.
Colfax shenanigans. Oh, I'll have to ask Flint, or probably I'll ask my dad, but there was someone shot, like, on the road that when my grandpa was alive, like, someone was shot.
No spoiler alerts. I'm cooking this one up.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly
like,
what
back
you're talking
in the
about.
day.
And I'm not going to tell you, no, like 1983.
No, I think
2 doors down from your dad's house? Or 3?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I got this. Don't even think about it and don't look it up because I'm almost done with the book. And it's going to be, that could be like a full episode, I swear.
It's so funny. Every time we plan an episode, we're like, well, we'll talk about this, and then we'll get into that. And then every time it's like
minutes later.
Oh, well, here we are. Yeah. But what does, like, do you have any other plans, like, for, like, you and Pat, like, to do this summer?
We're going to go down to Calvin's Father's Day weekend.
Because he's your father?
No. Calvin's my cousin. I asked my dad if he wanted to go, and he was like, no.
He says no to everything.
Whatever. Yeah, because, like, it'll be Memorial Day weekend. We'll, like, go camping.
Yeah.
Down by the Mackinac River, and maybe Calvin will come back. But no, the trip down to Calvin's is just because our buddy Max was like, we're going to have boys weekend because it was supposed to be tailgate and tall boys.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I thought about going, and then they released the lineup and like all the tickets and stuff. They just like, it
didn't make
dumb,
sense. I looked at the lineup too. I'm like, there's not like.
Nickelback I would love to see, but I'm not going to pay. So like last year the VIP pass was only like $130, but now it's $400. But it includes food and drink. And like GA, I don't know, it's still expensive. And I'm like, I'll just wait until Nickelback comes to like Cropsey for $25 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like they'll be somewhere where I can see them. Like I already saw Jelly Roll, like other stuff. I don't know. And so, but the boys were like, we're going to have boys weekend. And then I was like, I'm not going to tailgate and tall boys. I'm coming. Like I'm going to ruin it. Ha ha ha.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and then like our other friends are going with us too. And yeah, I don't know. Who knows what'll happen. Maybe a bunch of people will show up, but we plan on just like camping in Calvin's backyard and having a good old soiree.
Right.
Should be good. Oh, sorry, that noise. Did I make that a lot? I think that's allergies.
Cool.
I want it out of me. Oh my god. But yeah, I think that'll be like our next trip, and then I don't know, we'll see like where the summer takes us. I think we want to go back to Southern Illinois, do a little more like hiking situation.
Yeah, it's beautiful down there. I want to go back and go to that winery.
But also my 30th B-Day is happening at the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to have a party bus, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody.
Tell somebody so then they plan it for me.
Me.
No.
I will just
but
take the reins.
Aunt Kimmy said we need to find a bus with a pisser.
Okay, then
that
I will.
And I don't know. Maybe we could have people like RSVP, and then we can get like a really cool bus if like everybody throws in $20.
Yeah. First of all, yes, we need a list.
Yeah, guest list.
And you also need to remember, you don't have to invite everyone.
Yes, I do.
Because there's no way we're going to find one bus to fit everyone.
Yeah, school buses fit like 70 people. Why are you looking at me like I know they don't have pizzers, but like 5-gallon bucket and a curtain.
Can we stop saying the word pisser? Jeez.
Dude, our pisser, our shitter, our porta-john.
I hate it. I hate it.
Our porta-john at Talladega this year, since there were so many of us, dude, it was close to full by the end of the week. It was like bad. And I always have a light because it's freaking dark by the, you know.
Yeah. Does it sound better with me closer?
It sounds louder. Does it sound better with me closer?
Oh, it kind of does.
Is it better or is it just louder?
Because if you're far away, there's a little, like, echo.
Echo.
Oh, that does sound really good.
I don't know about that. It sounds like loud. Are we killing people?
We can probably turn down the volume. Like, I can adjust the volume.
Oh.
Yes, this sounds so much better. It's kind of like ASMR.
That's what I was supposed to say.
Guys.
All right, starting our ASMR time. You don't have nails. Your nub's hitting the camera. It's not sound like anything. Oh my god, but our luxury item next year for Talladega, besides our light for the porta potty, is going to be an air freshener. Because it was rough. And it was so hot. And like, just rank. But I swear to God, by Saturday, I was like, I'm about to fill this thing up on my own. Like, I took the longest peas I've ever taken in my life this weekend, if anybody wanted to know that.
That's great.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this is, like, smooth up here.
But I feel like you're having to, like, talk quiet, and I don't really talk quiet.
And yeah, we do talk loud. But before we sign off...
Sayonara.
So... We are, or I guess I could say because I'm the one who kind of took the lead in, like, signing up. Yeah. However, whatever, like, if people buy, you know, the products or use the codes that I'm about to give, then that's, like, for our podcast.
Codes!
So...
Help us out!
So, Squarespace gave us a code. So, like, if you are interested in, like, using a website, if you go to our website, I made that. And it looks beautiful.
It really does.
And
it's the best
also,
website ever.
It didn't take me long to figure out.
Shout out Squarespace.
It was really pretty easy. And there's a lot of different options. So we have a 10% off code. It's Midwest10. And it's either 10% off your first month if you want to pay monthly, or it's 10% off if you pay for like the full year.
Yep.
So if you're interested in that. Also, I know summer's coming up. Pink Lily is a clothing boutique that's online. They have really cute clothes, really inexpensive, and they always have really good deals. So right now is April 20. If you put that in discount, then you get 20% off, which is already like you can get so many clothing pieces from there.
You can get so many clothing from the Lily.
And they're cute. Like for me, like it's kind of like mom cute.
Yeah.
And then also I became an advocate for Crunchy, which sells clean, non-toxic skincare, beauty products like makeup, and they also sell things for like children, like their soap, like the body wash, lotion, things like that are important if you're like trying to find like something clean for your kids.
Wash your baby with.
Wash your kids.
Wash your kids, people.
But if you want to check out Crunchy, I'll put the link for Crunchy, Pink Lily, and Squarespace in the like little description area of this specific episode.
Them links.
But hey, if you are looking for clothing or looking for a website or looking to switch some of your products to like clean, non-toxic ingredients, then you could use the 3, companies that I just talked to you about that could also potentially help us fund this episode or fund like our
fund
podcast.
This freaking podcast, because guess what? These shits ain't cheap. These drinks that we're drinking.
No, they were a little pricey.
Yeah.
We want new equipment.
Yeah, we need new equipment. These microphones
are fine, but
there's a difference. What is it? Dynamic and something else.
These are more for like music or something like the mics that.
See how you can hear?
Yeah.
That ain't right. Supposed to be you can just hear me talking and not what I'm doing.
Exactly. Now I did figure out some editing on iMovie that can help a little bit. However, I think we still just need to upgrade. So hey, if you want to help us out and you're looking for new products, go ahead and do the deal.
Check the stuff.
Yep.
Do the Midwest Happy Hour thing on Instagram. Yep, all that stuff. Oh, I forgot. I did have one little blip written for what this episode was supposed to be about.
Well, we can talk about that the next episode.
All right, you're just going to have to wait till the next episode, people. Notebook's going away. Guess what? You're going to have to wait till next time.
Teaser. Give them a little tease.
Tease.
Actually, no tease because they don't know. I guess that's kind of a tease in itself.
Yeah, that's literally. It's working. These drinks are working.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
It is, and it's not too much. Like, I don't feel... Like, I'm very sensitive to THC. So, I was a little nervous to test these out, but I feel really good. Like, I feel,
45
just mellow.
minutes.
I feel like how I would after, say, a White Claw. I don't know. Like, you have that same, kind of head buzz.
Yeah, just a little wee.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you're back to then leave again this weekend. But
I'll be back, though. That's just going to be a short trip. I'm probably not going to spend $500 on a plane ticket, but we shall see. Hey, everybody, I'm going to put out a quick PSA. Look up how to drive on the interstate if you don't know, because I'm about sick of it. I'm telling you. It was crazy. People just hanging out in the left lane. Semis driving 80 miles an hour. I'm about to write a letter to, the Semi Association of America and be like, I don't know why you're driving 80. It's crazy. Drive 70 at the max. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Hang out in the right lane so everybody can go by. Everything can be normal. The amount of traffic jams that we ran into that were not even a jam. It was just a guy doing 55 in the left lane in a Civic. Go away from me. Get off the interstate, bud. What are you doing? And these box trucks riding in the left lane? What are you doing? What? Just look it up, people, please. It's 2023. Google how to drive on the interstate correctly and not piss everybody off. and be nice to each other.
I like it.
Yeah. Thank you.
It.
God bless.
Right. Well, thank you all for tuning in to another episode.
Yes, and I feel like we should have, like, I'm always jealous of this podcast that I listen to called Morbid.
Like
and
a
they go,
sign
keep
off.
it weird. But we can't steal it because they'll probably sue us, and they should. Because that's
right.
cool.
Like there's this podcast, The Toast, and how they start and the podcast, they do the same thing every time. And we should figure something out.
We always go, cheers, love you.
Oh, yeah.
That is, like, our thing. But
It
like,
is.
we could say, like, cheerio. We could pretend. We could try different accents every time.
No, I'm the worst at accents.
That's why
I
it'll
can't
be
do
good.
any.
Yeah, we'll do,
They all sound the same.
let's do southern accents. I've been down there hanging out with all these dang people down there.
Cheers.
Cheers to y'all.